What does it take to go from a young boy in Queens to one of the most powerful people in the world? What kind of mindset allows someone to lose billions and still come back stronger? Today we are diving into the life story of Donald Trump, one of the most talked about leaders in modern history. His journey is full of big dreams, bold risks, huge success, painful failure, and powerful comebacks. This video will not only tell you his story, it will also motivate you to think bigger. It will help you understand that failure is not the end. It will show you that confidence and courage can change your life. And there is something more. While you listen, you will improve your English. I will use simple and clear sentences. This will help you practice your listening skills. You will learn new words. You will understand better. And step by step, your English will grow stronger. So don't skip this video. Stay with me until the end. Because this story has lessons about ambition, discipline, leadership, and never giving up. Before we begin, please subscribe to my channel Learning English Level 3. Your support means a lot to me. Helps me create more videos like this for you. Now, are you ready to feel inspired? Let's begin this powerful journey. Early life and family background. Donald John Trump was born on June 14, 1946. He was born in Queens, New York City. Queens is one of the 5 boroughs of New York. At that time, it was a growing and busy place. Many families were working hard to build a better life. Donald was born into a wealthy family. His father's name was Fred Trump. Fred was a successful real estate developer. He built houses and apartment buildings. Most of his projects were for middle-income families. He was known as a strong and smart businessman. He worked very hard and expected the same from his children. Donald's mother's name was Mary Ann MacLeod Trump. She was born in Scotland. She moved to the United States when she was young. She was kind, polite, and proud of her family. She loved her children deeply. She also believed in good manners and respect. Donald was the 4th of 5 children. He had 2 older sisters, 1 older brother, and 1 younger brother. Growing up in a big family was not always easy. The children had to learn how to share and compete. They also learned how to be strong and independent. His family lived in a large house in Jamaica Estates, a nice area in Queens. The neighborhood was quiet and safe. Donald grew up in comfort. But even though his family had money, his father taught him the value of hard work. Fred Trump did not believe in being lazy. He believed success comes from effort and discipline. From a young age, Donald saw his father working on building projects. Sometimes he visited construction sites. He watched workers build homes and apartments. These early experiences made him interested in real estate. He saw how buildings were planned and created. He learned that business was about making smart decisions. Donald was a very energetic child. He liked sports. He liked to win. He enjoyed competition. Even as a young boy, he showed confidence. He wanted to be the best at what he did. His family noticed his strong personality. His father played a big role in shaping his thinking. Fred often talked about business at home. He taught his children about money and responsibility. Donald listened carefully. He learned that taking risks can lead to big rewards. But he also learned that business can be tough. Religion was also part of his early life. The family attended church regularly. They followed Christian values. Church taught lessons about faith and community. Donald's early life was full of comfort, lessons, and strong influences. He grew up in a home where success was expected. He saw business closely. He learned from his father's example. These early years helped shape his dreams. Even as a child, Donald Trump was surrounded by ambition. He grew up seeing that big goals were possible. His family background gave him opportunity, but it also gave him pressure to succeed. These early experiences built the foundation for the life he would later live. Childhood and military school years. Donald Trump had a very active childhood. He was full of energy. He liked to play outside. He enjoyed sports and competition. He wanted to win in games. He did not like to lose. Even as a young boy, he showed a strong personality. In school, Donald was smart. But he was also very restless. He sometimes had trouble sitting still. He liked action more than quiet study. His energy sometimes caused problems. He could be loud and stubborn. His parents began to worry about his behavior. His father, Fred Trump, believed in discipline. He wanted his son to grow into a responsible man. He wanted him to learn control and respect. So when Donald was 13 years old, his parents made an important decision. They sent him to the New York Military Academy. This was not an easy choice. Military school was strict. Students had to follow many rules. They wore uniforms every day. They had early wake-up times. They had to make their beds perfectly. They marched in lines. They respected their teachers and leaders. First, the change was difficult. Donald was far from home. The environment was tough. There was no special treatment. Everyone had to follow the same rules. But instead of giving up, he adjusted. He began to understand that discipline could make him stronger. Military school taught him structure, taught him leadership, taught him how to work in a team. He learned that actions have consequences. If a student broke a rule, there was punishment. This system helped him focus his energy in a better way. Donald started to do well. He became serious about his responsibilities. He worked hard in his classes. He also did well in sports. He played baseball, football, and soccer. He liked being part of a team. He liked competition. Sports helped him release his energy. Over time, he became a student leader. He earned respect from classmates. He followed orders, but he also gave orders. He learned how to lead others. He learned how to speak with confidence. These skills would later help him in business and politics. Military school changed him in many ways. It made him more organized. It made him more ambitious. It showed him that success requires effort. He learned that winning takes hard work and focus. His teachers noticed his drive. They saw that he wanted to stand out. He did not want to be average. He wanted to be first. He wanted to succeed. When he graduated, he left military school as a stronger young man. The strict training had shaped his character. It turned his wild energy into determination. These years were very important in his life. They helped build the confidence and discipline he would later use in business. Military school did not break him. It helped build him. And this lesson is powerful. Sometimes hard experiences help us grow into stronger people. College education and business studies. After finishing military school, Donald Trump was ready for the next step in his life. He wanted to continue his education. He also wanted to prepare for a future in business. From a young age, he had seen his father work in real estate. Now he wanted to learn more about the world of money, buildings, and investments. In 1964, Donald joined Fordham University in New York City. He studied there for 2 years. Fordham was a good school and it gave him a strong start. During this time he focused on his studies. He also began thinking seriously about his future career. But Donald had bigger goals. He wanted to study at one of the best business schools in the country. So after 2 years, he applied to transfer to the University of Pennsylvania. He was accepted into the Wharton School of Finance and Commerce. Wharton was known for its strong business program. It was a big opportunity for him. At Wharton, Donald studied economics. He learned about finance, real estate, and business management. He studied how markets work. He learned about supply and demand. He learned how to analyze risks and opportunities. These lessons helped him understand how big companies grow. College was not only about books. It was also about building confidence. Donald was serious about his future. He wanted to prepare himself to take over and expand his father's business. While many students were still unsure about their goals, he already had a clear direction. During his college years, he continued to visit construction sites. He stayed connected to his father's company. He did not wait until graduation to learn about business. He believed real learning also happens outside the classroom. He observed how deals were made. He watched how buildings were managed. He graduated in 1968 with a degree in economics. He was proud of his achievement. His education gave him knowledge. It also gave him credibility. A degree from a respected school helped build his confidence. College also taught him how to think bigger. He did not just want to manage small housing projects in Queens. He began dreaming about Manhattan. Manhattan was full of tall buildings and large business opportunities. It was more competitive. It was more expensive. But it also offered greater rewards. His business education helped him believe that growth requires bold decisions. He learned that success often comes to those who take smart risks. He understood that planning and strategy are important. Donald left college with ambition in his heart. He had knowledge in his mind. And he had a strong desire to prove himself. He was ready to enter the business world. These college years were an important bridge between his childhood and his career. They shaped his understanding of economics and finance. They strengthened his dream of becoming a major real estate developer. Education gave him tools, but his ambition gave him direction. And together, they prepared him for the next big chapter of his life, joining his father's real estate business. After graduating from the University of Pennsylvania in 1968, Donald Trump was ready to begin his career. He did not start from zero. He joined his father's real estate company. The company was called Elizabeth Trump and Son. It focused on building and managing middle-income apartments in Brooklyn and Queens. His father, Fred Trump, had already built a strong business. He was experienced and careful. He believed in steady growth. Donald entered the company with energy and big dreams. He wanted to learn everything. He also wanted to prove himself. At first, he worked closely with his father. He learned how to collect rent. He learned how to manage buildings. He learned how to deal with workers and tenants. Real estate was not just about building houses. It was about solving problems every day. Donald quickly understood that business requires attention to detail. If a building was not managed well, people would not want to live there. If costs were too high, profits would go down. He learned that success depends on smart decisions. But Donald had a different vision. His father focused on outer areas of New York. Donald was interested in Manhattan. Manhattan had tall buildings and big business deals. It was the center of power and money. It was also risky and expensive. In the early 1970s, New York City was facing financial problems. Many areas were struggling. Some people were afraid to invest. But Donald saw opportunity where others saw danger. He believed that bold action could lead to great success. He convinced his father to let him take bigger steps. He moved to Manhattan. He wanted to build large and famous projects. One of his first major projects was the Commodore Hotel. The hotel was old and losing money. Many people thought it could not be saved. Donald worked hard to make a deal with the city and banks. He negotiated tax breaks. He partnered with a hotel company. After renovation, the hotel reopened as the Grand Hyatt. It became a success. This project made Donald's name known in the city. This was a turning point. He was no longer just Fred Trump's son. He was becoming his own businessman. He showed confidence. He took risks. And he worked long hours to reach his goals. Joining his father's business gave him a strong foundation. He learned discipline and patience from his father. But he also brought his own bold style. He believed in thinking big. He believed in building landmarks. This period of his life was about learning and growing. He respected his father's experience. But he also wanted to create his own path. He wanted to build something greater. By working in the family business, Donald gained real-world experience. He learned how to negotiate. He learned how to handle pressure. Most importantly, he learned that opportunity comes to those who are willing to take action. These early business years shaped his future. They gave him confidence to dream bigger. And they prepared him for even larger challenges ahead. Big dreams in Manhattan. Donald Trump did not want to stay in the shadow of his father. He respected his father's success. But he wanted something bigger. He wanted fame. He wanted large projects. He wanted to build in Manhattan, the heart of New York City. In the 1970s, Manhattan was not as bright as it is today. Some areas were dirty and unsafe. Crime was high. Many buildings were old and empty. Some investors were afraid to spend money there. But Donald saw something different. He saw opportunity. He believed that Manhattan could rise again. He believed that if he built something special, people would notice. He moved his office to Manhattan. He focused all his energy on making a name for himself. One of his most famous early projects was the renovation of the old Commodore Hotel. The hotel was near Grand Central Terminal. It was losing money. It looked tired and forgotten. Many people thought it was a bad investment. But Donald did not think small. He made bold moves. He spoke with city leaders. He negotiated tax breaks. He worked with the Hyatt Hotel Company. He promised that the new hotel would bring jobs and life back to the area. After years of work, the hotel reopened as the Grand Hyatt in 1980. It looked modern and beautiful. It became successful. This project made headlines. People started to see Donald Trump as a rising businessman. But he did not stop there. He wanted to build something that carried his own name. In 1983, Trump Tower opened on Fifth Avenue. It was tall, shiny, and full of luxury. It had offices, shops, and apartments. The design was bold and elegant. Trump Tower became a symbol. It showed his love for gold, glass, and style. It also showed his confidence. He was not afraid to put his name in large letters on the building. Manhattan was competitive. Many powerful developers worked there. Deals were complicated. Money was always at risk. But Donald believed in thinking big. He believed that if you want great success, you must take big chances. He worked long hours. He attended meetings. He made phone calls. He pushed forward even when people doubted him. He wanted to be known as the best. His dream was not only about buildings. It was about building a brand. He understood that his name could become powerful. He started putting his name on properties. Slowly, Trump became a brand connected with luxury and success. His Manhattan dream changed his life. It moved him from being a local developer to a national figure. Newspapers wrote about him. Magazines featured him. He became part of New York's business world. This period teaches a strong lesson. Sometimes the biggest rewards come from the biggest risks. Many people were afraid of Manhattan during hard times. But Donald believed in the future. He showed that dreams need courage. He showed that bold action can bring big results. Manhattan was not easy, but it became the stage where he built his name and his confidence for the world to see. Success, fame, and building the Trump brand. After his big success in Manhattan, Donald Trump became more confident. He was no longer just a businessman. He was becoming a public figure. His name started to appear in newspapers and magazines. People were curious about his lifestyle and his bold personality. In the 1980s, he expanded his business even more. He bought luxury hotels. He built high-rise buildings. He invested in casinos in Atlantic City. He also bought a famous estate in Florida called Mar-a-Lago. Each new project carried his name. He wanted the world to see the Trump brand. Donald understood something important. A name can be powerful. He believed that his name could stand for luxury, success, and quality. So he placed Trump in large letters on his buildings. He made sure people would remember it. He did not only build in New York. He expanded to other cities and even other countries. His company worked on office towers, hotels, golf courses, and residential buildings. He thought big. He dreamed big. He acted big. The media loved to talk about him. He gave interviews. He shared his opinions. He wrote a book called The Art of the Deal in 1987. In this book, he talked about business strategies and making successful deals. The book became very popular. It helped build his image as a smart and confident dealmaker. His lifestyle also attracted attention. He lived in beautiful homes. He owned private planes. He attended high-profile events. Many people saw him as a symbol of wealth and ambition. But building a brand is not easy. It requires constant effort. Donald paid attention to details. He focused on design and appearance. He wanted his properties to look grand and impressive. He believed that image matters in business. During this time, he became one of the most famous businessmen in America. His success inspired some people. They admired his courage and confidence. They believed he showed what is possible when someone thinks big. At the same time, success brought pressure. Large projects required large loans. Big investments carried big risks. Fame also brought criticism. Not everyone agreed with his style. But he continued moving forward. He believed that confidence is key to leadership. He believed that strong branding creates opportunity. His name became more than just a family name. It became a global brand. This period of his life shows the power of vision. He did not want to stay small. He wanted his name to be known around the world. And he worked hard to make that happen. Success does not come by accident. It comes from bold ideas, strong belief, and constant action. Donald Trump's rise to fame teaches an important lesson. If you believe in your vision and work hard for it, you can create something that the world recognizes. His brand became his identity. And that identity would later help him in new and unexpected ways. Financial crisis and business comeback. Success did not last forever without problems. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, Donald Trump faced one of the hardest times in his life. He had built many hotels and casinos. He had borrowed large amounts of money to grow fast. But when the economy slowed down, things became very difficult. The real estate market started to fall. Property values dropped. Some of his casinos in Atlantic City were not making enough money. His airline business also struggled. Debts grew bigger and bigger. Reports said he owed billions of dollars. This was a shocking moment. The businessman who was once seen as very powerful was now in trouble. Newspapers wrote about his financial problems. Many people believed his career was finished. Some people laughed. Some people criticized him. This was a test of strength. Donald felt huge pressure. Banks were asking for their money. Investors were worried. His personal life was also under stress. Seemed like everything was falling apart at once. But he did not disappear. He did not give up. Instead, he decided to fight back. He met with banks. He negotiated new terms. He asked for more time to pay his debts. He sold some of his properties. He reduced his spending. He made difficult choices to survive. Negotiation became his strongest tool. He convinced lenders that helping him recover was better than forcing him into complete failure. Slowly, he restructured his business. It was not easy. It took years of careful planning and hard work. This period taught him important lessons. He learned that fast growth can be dangerous. He learned that risk must be managed wisely. Most of all, he learned that failure does not mean the end. Many successful people experience failure at some point. What matters is how they respond. Donald chose to respond with action. He kept working. He kept making deals. He focused on rebuilding his image and his company. By the mid-1990s, his situation improved. Some of his businesses started making profits again. He returned to the spotlight. He slowly rebuilt his brand. He showed that setbacks can be temporary. This comeback story became part of his identity. He often spoke about resilience. He shared how he survived financial crisis. He used this experience to show strength and confidence. The crisis changed him. It made him more careful in some ways. It also made him stronger mentally. When you face loss and still stand up again, you build inner power. This chapter of his life teaches a powerful lesson. Success is not a straight line. There are ups and downs. There are victories and defeats. But one failure does not define you. If you fall, you can rise again. If you lose money, you can earn it back. People doubt you, you can prove them wrong. Donald Trump's financial crisis was a dark time. But it also became a story of survival. And survival requires courage, patience, and belief in yourself. Rise to fame through television. After rebuilding his business in the 1990s, Donald Trump looked for new ways to grow his brand. He had already been famous in business. But now he wanted to reach millions of ordinary people. Television became the perfect stage. In 2004, a new reality TV show began. It was called The Apprentice. Donald Trump was the host of the show. The idea was simple but powerful. A group of contestants competed in business challenges. They worked in teams. They completed tasks. Each week, someone was removed from the show. At the end of every episode, Trump would decide who would stay and who would leave. His famous words were, "You're fired." These two words became very popular. People repeated them everywhere. The show quickly became a big success. Millions of viewers watched every week. They saw Trump as a strong and confident leader. On the show, he sat in a large boardroom. He listened carefully. He asked tough questions. He made final decisions. This image made him look powerful and decisive. The show lasted for many seasons. It was not only about business skills. It was also about leadership, teamwork, and pressure. Contestants had to think fast. They had to sell products. They had to create marketing ideas. Trump judged their performance. Through television, his personality reached homes across America. Many people who did not follow real estate now knew his name. He became more than a businessman. He became a TV star. The show also helped rebuild his public image after the financial crisis. Showed him as successful again. Showed him as someone who understands business. This was important for his brand. Television gave him a new kind of power. It gave him influence over public opinion. People saw him every week. They heard his voice. They became familiar with his style. Some admired his confidence. Some were entertained by his bold words. He later hosted The Celebrity Apprentice, where famous people competed for charity. This kept him in the spotlight, kept his name strong in media. This period of his life shows the importance of adapting. The world was changing. Media was becoming more powerful. Trump understood that staying only in real estate was not enough. He used television to expand his reach. The lessons from this time are clear. Sometimes success comes from trying something new. Sometimes you must step outside your usual path. Donald Trump moved from construction sites to television studios. He showed that reinvention is possible. His rise through television helped shape his future. It made him known to millions. It built a connection with the public. And it prepared him for an even bigger stage. Television was not just entertainment for him. It was a bridge to greater influence. It showed that with confidence and boldness, you can turn new opportunities into powerful platforms. Journey to the presidency. After many years in business and television, Donald Trump made a surprising decision. In June 2015, he announced that he would run for President of the United States. Many people were shocked. He had never held political office before. He was not a professional politician. He was a businessman and a TV personality. Some people did not take him seriously at first. They thought his campaign would not last long. But Donald believed in his message. He spoke about jobs, the economy, borders, and national pride. He promised to make America great again. This slogan became very famous. He traveled across the country. He held large rallies. Thousands of people came to hear him speak. He spoke in simple and direct language. Many supporters felt that he understood their problems. They believed he was different from traditional politicians. The campaign was not easy. There were many debates. There was strong criticism from opponents and media. Some people strongly disagreed with him. The election became very intense. It was one of the most talked about elections in modern history. In November 2016, the election day arrived. Millions of Americans voted. The results surprised many experts. Donald Trump won the election. He became the 45th President of the United States. It was a historic moment. His victory showed that anything is possible in democracy. A businessman with no political experience had won the highest office in the country. His journey from real estate to the White House was unique. In January 2017, He officially became president. As leader of the nation, he faced huge responsibilities. He made decisions about the economy, taxes, trade, immigration, and foreign policy. Some people supported his policies. Others strongly criticized them. Leadership at this level is never easy. Every decision affects millions of lives. Every word is watched by the world. Trump often used social media to communicate directly with people. This was different from many previous presidents. During his term, he worked on tax reform, changes in trade agreements, and appointing judges to the Supreme Court. His presidency was full of action and debate. The country experienced both strong support and strong opposition. In 2020, he ran for a second term. The election was again very intense. This time he did not win. But even after leaving office, he remained an important figure in politics. His journey to the presidency teaches a powerful lesson. Big goals require courage. Many people doubted him. Many said it was impossible. But he believed in himself and took the risk. Whether people agree with him or not, his path shows determination, shows confidence, shows that bold decisions can change your life. From a businessman in New York to the President of the United States, his journey was extraordinary. It reminds us that life can take unexpected turns. And sometimes the biggest dreams lead to the biggest stages. Life after the White House and lasting impact. After leaving the White House in January 2021, Donald Trump did not step away from public life. Many former presidents choose a quiet life. But Trump remained active and vocal. He continued to speak to his supporters. He continued to hold rallies. He stayed involved in politics. Even after his first term ended, millions of people still supported him. They believed in his ideas. They continued to follow his speeches and interviews. He remained one of the most talked about figures in American politics. Life after the presidency was not simple. He faced legal challenges and political investigations. There was strong debate about his actions and decisions. Some people defended him strongly. Others criticized him strongly. His name stayed in the headlines. But he did not disappear from the political stage. He hinted many times that he was not finished. He showed interest in running again. His influence inside his political party remained powerful. Many candidates asked for his support during elections. At the same time, he continued managing his business interests. His properties, golf courses, and brands still carried his name. The Trump brand remained known around the world. His supporters saw him as a fighter. They admired his confidence and boldness. His lasting impact is clear. He changed the way political campaigns are run. He used social media in a strong and direct way. He spoke in simple language that connected with many people. He showed that a person from outside traditional politics could win the presidency. His leadership style was different. He was outspoken. He was direct. He was not afraid of controversy. This made him both popular and criticized. But it also made him unforgettable. History will continue to study his presidency and his influence. Some will focus on his policies. Others will focus on his communication style. But no one can deny that he left a strong mark on modern politics. His life story teaches important lessons. It shows that confidence can take you far. It shows that risk can lead to great reward. It also shows that public life brings challenges and criticism. After the White House, he remained a symbol of determination for his supporters. He continued speaking about strength, success, and national pride. He did not slow down easily. From his early days in Queens to the presidency and beyond, his journey has been full of ups and downs. He experienced great success. He faced serious failure. He stood in the spotlight for decades. His lasting impact is not only about politics. It is also about resilience. He showed that setbacks do not always end a career. He showed that a strong personal brand can shape history. Whether admired or criticized, Donald Trump remains a major figure of the 21st century. His story continues to influence conversations around the world. And his journey reminds us that bold ambition can lead to an extraordinary life.